When I think of Sri Yagnaraman, I think of him as a colossus, a towering colossus in the world of dance and music and the fine arts, who gave new impetus to the dance world in particular, that I remember. He was a visionary thinker, far ahead of his times, and I remember what a vibrant, dynamic and happening space Krishna Gana Sabha was under his able guidance and administration. You had dancers coming from all over the country. I remember the number of performances of Pandit Brij Maharaj that I saw there, or Kelucharan Mahapatra, great artists, and he drew them together. He wanted to give his audiences, his rasikas, the very best, the finest in our arts. And I think this is so important, particularly these days when social media has become a major player in the game, and it conditions and influences criteria for artist selection. Someone like Yagnaraman sir, who had tremendous discernment, deep knowledge, and complete courage of conviction, and the strength to stand by the choices that he made. Someone like him, I think it was a boon, and I'm so grateful that my growing years coincided with the time when he was, as I said, this iconic figure, the Sabha Secretary of Krishna Gana Sabha, whom everyone looked up to. And I owe him and the Sabha a lot. In fact, I could honestly say that I grew up in this Sabha, in the Krishna Gana Sabha. I was only 12 when the mother of a very fine student of Padanallur Chokkalingam Pillai sir and Subrai Pillai sir, K.R. Geeta, Mami went up to him and she suggested that he should give me a chance. I was only 12, but he saw me dance somewhere, and then he had that confidence, that faith, presenting a 12-year-old to his wonderful rasikas in the Krishna Gana Sabha. And after that, from the age of 14 or 15, I remember that he invited me every year. Truly, much of what I am as a dancer, getting to know what our sabhas, our audiences were, and also the ability to connect and communicate with audiences, much of this I learnt at Krishna Gana Sabha. Because I always felt, every December was like a public examination, particularly dancing in this Sabha, because he had gathered together the finest rasikas in Chennai. So that dancing to them was a continuous challenge. You gave of your best and then you grew as an artist. I remember he used to come home in the later years and invite me. Every year he'd come. He was a good friend of my parents. And since both of them were agriculturalists, my father and they would have long discussions. And just seeing him, he was this very magnificent personality, something almost royal, kingly about him, and so that you held him in the highest regard. He was a man of few words, but when he said something, it meant a great deal. The Nrithya Choodamani Award, I was the youngest, I think, dancer to get it, and same year that Mandolin Srinivasan got it. And I remember him saying that I know she's very young, but this is the year of youth, I think it was, that's what he mentioned. So I was so honored, so privileged to be encouraged, to be nurtured, to be supported as a dancer. Where do you get such tremendous encouragement? And I think that is what sets people like him, great Sabha secretaries, apart, because these were people who shaped the cultural map of India, in a sense, because they had, as I said, the courage of conviction, the discernment and the strength to stand by their choices. And they knew what the audiences needed, it was not playing down to the lowest common denominator, but rather uplift the audience to appreciate and understand that the best that our great arts are capable of. And when you expose people consistently to the finest in arts, then you are actually nurturing an audience, and that's what we need. So I truly miss Mama, I miss Sri R Yagnaraman sir, because he was a colossus, a titan in the field of dance and music. I will always be grateful to him for all that he has done and for opening up so much in the dance world to me. I think it's reassuring and heartening that after Sri R Yagnaraman sir, that the reins have passed on to his son Prabhu and then to his daughter Shashwati. Of course, I have known Prabhu since I was a child, and I've seen how devoted he has always been to the Sabha. So I would say that the reins have passed on into very fitting hands with him, and now it's wonderful that the legacy carries on with Shashwati. And for this 70th anniversary, I would like to once again thank Krishna Gana Sabha, and I hope it will continue to be a vibrant, enriching space for artists.